Hi, welcome to the second session of VBA. Now, in this session, we look at conditional constructs and we look at looping constructs. Now, just like any other programming language, VBA gives us these constructs which we can use in our code and then achieve a particular objective. So, first, we'll go through the conditional constructs. Now, there are two statements over here, if then statement and if then else statement. Now, the first one, if then statement. Now, you can check one condition and on the basis of that then run one or multiple statements if the condition holds. So what we'll do, we'll run this particular code in our program editor and we'll see how it works. So now what this condition is saying is if in worksheet sheet 1, so we've just got one sheet over here in this particular Excel file which is sheet 1, cells 2 comma 1, that is row 2 and column A. So basically cell A2, if that is UK, then cell 2 comma 2, which is my B2, will be London. So how the if condition works is if condition then statements followed by end if. So this is how the if condition works like. So now let's run this and let's see if we get any output in cell B2. Nothing. But let's write in cell A2 UK. So as you can see now London is coming. If then else is also very similar to if then. This also allows just one condition to be checked, but then it has two blocks of statements or two statements, out of which one will run depending whether the condition is true or not. So for example, in our case over here, if cell A2 has value of US, then in cell B2 we'll have Washington DC, else in cell B2 we'll have not US city. So if the condition is true, then whatever statement follows then that is performed. If the condition is false, then whatever statement is followed after else that will be performed. Let's run this and see how this works. So I'll just copy this and paste it. So right now in A2 we have blank. So when I'll run this, I'll get not US city. Let's say now I put US, and now when I run this, I'll get Washington DC. So now we'll move on to the looping constructs. Just like VBA allows for conditional constructs, it also allows for looping constructs. So these constructs allow Excel to repeat the same task for a specified number of times. The first one which we look at is for next. This loop is used for a fixed number of times. In the below code, row num is a variable which has been declared as integer and it will run 50 times till value 50 is reached, increasing by 1 each time. So let's see how this works. I'll just copy this and paste it here. Let me just clear my Excel file first. So over here, I've got row num declared as an integer. So this is where my for loop starts. So I've got for row num is equal to 1 to 50. That is, it will keep on looping and will loop 50 times, incrementing by 1 every time. Let's just run this. So now as you can see that it has run 50 times and I've got value still row 50 because our condition was cells row num comma 1 is equal to row num. So when row num is 1, this will be 1. So first row, this is my column. My column is always going to remain as column A or column 1. Then when the loop goes again back to row num, now the value has incremented to 2. This will change to 2 and so will this. Similarly, then again the loop will go 3, 3, 3 and all the way till 50. So this is how for next works. Let's look at the next one. The next one is do while loop. This is like for statement, just that it will keep on looping till the condition is true. So till the time I is less than equal to 10, it will keep on looping again and again. It is incrementing I by 2 every time. As soon as I goes over 10, it will stop looping. So let's copy this program and see how this works. Pasted it now, and let me clear my Excel file. So now over here, we've declared I as an integer. The initial value of I is 1. Do while till the time value of I is less than equal to 10. This will keep on looping again and again. So let's see how this will work. Okay, so this has given an error because we don't have any sheet 2. So let me just change it to sheet 1. So it has given me this output 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And that is because you started with 1. So first time when it passes through do while, the value of I will be 1. So this is 1, 1. So A1 is equal to 1. Then the value of I is incremented by 2. I now takes the value of 3. It again go back over here. 3 is less than equal to 10. Now the value of I over here is 3 and this is 3. So that's why we do not have any value for second row, but we have value for the third row. Next time when we reach this statement, the value of I is then incremented to 5, then again to 7, then to 9. So that is why we don't have any values for 2, for 4, 6, 8. Let's go back to our deck. Do until loop. Now this is like do while statement, just that it will keep on looping till the condition is not met. So if you remember in do while we had do while I is less than equal to 10. Over here it will keep on looping till I does not attain the value of 11. So in this particular example itself, if we change this condition from 11 to 10, because I will never take an even value. In the previous example, we saw that when we start with I is equal to 1, initially the value will be 1, but then it is incremented by 2. So now the value becomes 3, then it becomes 5, then 7, then 9, then 11. So I will never attain the value of 10. So this will keep on looping till the time the value of I reaches to 32767, and that is because we have declared I as an integer. Moving on. Now do loop while and do loop until. Now these test the condition is true or not after the statements have been executed. So the loops will run at least once, even if the condition was not true. And this is how they are different from do while loop and do until loop. Now if you remember in the do while loop and the do until loop, we had these condition checks at the very beginning before the looping also. Whereas over here we've got this condition check once the program has already executed. So I will be giving these codes, just play around with them, make changes to the values and see how they change your output. The last one which we'll discuss over here is the case construct. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, this is similar to an if statement, but the if statement just allows one condition to be checked. Over here, if you look at this particular example, it says select case. So this is just the syntax select case, which you'll have to write. Select case worksheets sheet 1 cell 2 comma 1 dot value. So basically value for cell A2 is being checked. If this value is UK, then for B2 it will be London. If this value of A2 is US, then it will be Washington DC. If it is India, then it will be New Delhi. So you can check numerous conditions rather than just checking one condition, as was the case with if then or if then else. We can see how this works. Let's paste it. So let's say my value is UK. So it gives London. What if I change it to US? It gives Washington DC. What if I change it to India? It changes to New Delhi. Let's go back to the deck. So these were the conditional constructs which you can use in VBA programming. I would recommend you to copy these codes itself and start running at your end to see what sort of output you are getting. Make some changes to these codes itself and see how they are impacting, and then slowly and steadily start using them in your basic programming. Thank you.